Arguments over Oklahoma's lethal injection protocol began today in a U.S. District Court in Oklahoma City. Attorneys for several Oklahoma death row inmates presented evidence before a federal judge in an effort to prove the state's execution protocol violates the Eighth Amendment. The Eighth Amendment says the state cannot inflict cruel and unusual punishment. 2 News Oklahoma's Jeanette Quesada looks into what we can expect from this trial.
Well, attorneys for the inmates are calling the three-drug lethal injection cocktail cruel and unusual punishment and a violation of the inmates' Eighth Amendment rights. The three-step cocktail includes a drug used to induce unconsciousness before the prisoner is injected with drugs to cause paralysis and death. In the lawsuit, midazolam, as the drug lawyers say, creates an unacceptable risk of serious pain and undue suffering. In 2014 and 2015, state leaders put executions on hold after the botched executions of Charles Warner and Clayton Lockett. Executions resumed last year after the execution process was reviewed and new protocols were put in place. But the process was questioned again after witnesses say John Grant convulsed and vomited multiple times before the second and third drugs were administered. But the DOC says the execution was carried out in accordance with the Oklahoma statutes and policies. Since then, the state has executed Bigler Stauffer, Donald Anthony Grant, and Gilbert Ray Pastel without complications. Now, the plaintiffs will also try to prove that the state has other execution methods that would reduce the risk of serious pain and undue suffering. Those alternative methods are nitrogen hypoxia, electrocution, and firing squad. The state was scheduled to execute James Allen Coddington on March 10th, but a court granted him a temporary stay until the lawsuit is resolved. The hearing is expected to last at least through the end of this week. In studio, Jeanette Quesada, 2 News Oklahoma.